I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys something that's just kind of a little bit twisted or a little bit out of integrity, but I do believe that this is the greatest opportunity of our era.
Hello guys, welcome to my channel where I will talk about transparency issues on the web and businesses and other things. And in this video in particular, I want to talk about Caleb Maddix and the webinar he has in order to train you on the YTA method, which is the YouTube automation. So what we're going to do in this video is to analyze the whole webinar. So we will see around 15 lies he uses in order to convince you to buy his product. We will see the different techniques he uses as a pitch in order to sell you his product. We'll see a few of the problems I can see with his methodology. And finally, we'll see what he teaches, because it's a training and he actually teaches something. It's not 100% pitch. He also provides some amount of value. So his webinar starts with 2 minutes of welcoming. And in this welcome alone, he tells you a lot of lies. So let's see them one by one. Lie number 1, this is a live webinar, which is not.
On here with you guys, I want to start out by welcoming you guys to this live event. And that's really what this is, guys. This isn't just some presentation or some training. To me, this is a live event. I know that a lot of you guys have been very, very excited about this and have been anticipating this. So I was so curious, how are you doing what you're doing with YouTube? And one of the secrets he gave me, I'm going to share this with you guys right now on this free live event.
But he needs to do this in order for you to feel that you are in a unique position and you are the one of the few that is able to discover this new methodology. So right now you're a lucky guy because you have Caleb Maddix live for you. Lie number 2, he speaks as if there was an audience in front of him, like he's interacting with people. Let's see that.
Okay, can you guys hear me? All right, perfect. Well, I'm excited to be...
Lie number 3, he makes you believe that there's a lot of very important people for him in the webinar in order for you to have more trust in him, because he doesn't want to disappoint the people he knows. So if they are present in the webinar, it means that he's not allowed to lie. So it builds a little bit of trust. Let's see.
I even know there's a lot of companies that are even watching this together. I know there's families that are watching this as well. There's the moms and dads that got their kids. So shout out to the family time. I love you guys are watching this rather than even just some movie, which is great to hear. I know that some of my mentors are on here, and I want to definitely start off by honoring them and letting them know how much I appreciate their support of being on here. And they've been some of the people that have taken the biggest bets on me. So it's an honor to have them on here. And I do even better when my mentors are listening. When some of the closest people in my life are on here watching this, I want to make sure. In fact, actually, one of my cousins is on here as well. So shout out to Noah Benoit. Bro, you're going to kill YouTube automation, man. And I'm super excited that you're learning about this with everyone else as well.
Lie number 4. This is not a really big deal, but there are a lot of consistency issues. And I want the person who is going to train me to be consistent at least. So he talks about working all week in order to prepare for this training. But on a posterior video, he says that he's actually working 157 hours. So this is not consistent, right? Let's see.
And I've really been preparing all week to make sure to over-deliver for you guys.
And this is the email he sends you after you are finished with the training, where we clearly see that he works 157 hours. I don't think he actually measured this time, but you can believe him or not. I think this is obviously a made-up thing. Lie number 5, and this one is a really big deal for me. It's a deceiving lie where he pretends that he's talking to you. There's a chat in the webinar that we can see. There's a lot of people interacting in that chat. I don't know if they are bots or if they are real people, but there are people interacting there. When he talks on the webinar, he repeats a lot of times that he's actually interacting with that chat. And that makes you feel really close because you have Caleb and he rarely is present for people to talk with him, but now you are the one who is able to talk to him. So let's see, every time he says something about the chat on the webinar.
There is a chat box that I have where you guys can basically type in questions. You guys can let me know where you're at. And I want to make sure that you guys are using that. Because if you guys aren't using the chat box, it's literally just like I'm talking at you rather than talking with you. I want to have a good conversation. I want to chat with you and happen. Put a yes in the chat. Maybe even throw in a money emoji. Let me know. Would you guys like to hear how you can take advantage of our era's greatest opportunity? Put below, are you guys seeing this opportunity? I want to see in the chat that you guys are understanding this opportunity. You guys, I want you guys to put a yes in the chat and your favorite emoji. Throw that in there as well. My personal favorite emoji is the fire emoji. So let's get the fire game going. Put in the chat a fire emoji and a yes. And how many of you guys are excited about hearing this? Put this in the chat. Because once again, I don't want to be talking at you guys. I love seeing your guys' notes because it makes me feel like I'm having a real conversation with you, which is really, really exciting. Okay, I need some congratulations, or what would be the right word? I need you guys in the chat. I need respect for this slide. Look at this right here, all right? I would love to see that in the chat below and see if that was something that you guys would like. Like, I'm already seeing some things in the chat of some people that are relate with this and understand this. Again, I want to hear, like, what are you guys thinking about this right now? Because people.
Line number 6. He tells you that if you write a question in the chat box, he will answer it at the end of the webinar. But this is a recording, so it's impossible for you to have any answer to your questions. So what does it mean that he's actually deceiving you? And let's see when he says it.
And just know, if you guys are asking questions at the very end of this live event today, I'm going to be answering as many questions I can possibly go through. And I'm going to make sure that every single question you have is answered, because I want you guys to have everything you need in order to start to be able to implement this opportunity.
So after finishing the welcome, he spends 7 minutes hyping the YTA method. He doesn't tell you anything about it, but he wants to emphasize that this method is for anyone, even if you have 0 skill and 0 money. But what is important in this section is that there's one lie and also one problem. And line number 7 is that his team, the people who he hires, are doing the YTA method. And this is not true.
This is for someone who has a team member with a few extra hours in the day who they can teach use YouTube to make you more passive income. Now guys, I know this is one of my favorite parts about this is actually some of the things I'm doing with my team. Is this a great way to make even some people on your team that you already have, that have a few extra hours in the day, even more profitable?
And I know that this is not true. He's not doing the YTA at all, because all the examples he shows during the whole webinar are based on another guy's clients or another guy experience. And this other guy is called Devon, who is the creator of this YTA method. But the thing is that if he was working on the YTA, he would have a bunch of examples to show you according to what his team is doing, but he's not doing that. So that's a problem for me, and that's clearly a lie. A problem that I see also is that he's actually not a YouTuber.
I'm not a YouTuber, guys.
So when he tells you that he's not a YouTuber, that means that you automatically can assume that you are being trained by a salesman and that this is a pitch. So 10 minutes into the webinar, you know that you're being pitched and you should get out of there. So after hyping a little bit about the YTA, he wants to present himself. He spends only 40 seconds presenting who he is, and the only thing you can take from it is that he is successful. And after that, he starts going through some house rules. But I see 2 problems here. The first one is that he iterates on having integrity just too much. He talks about integrity over and over and over again during the whole webinar. Let's see all the times he talks about it.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys something that's just kind of a little bit twisted or a little bit out of integrity. Like for me, I know who's watched this. I know that my dad's probably going to watch this. I know my mom's going to watch this as well. Like I want you guys to know I'm not the type of person who's going to risk the reputation that I've spent the last few years trying to build up in this industry over just trying to convince you about something that I don't truly believe in. Like if I told you there was, that would just be fully out of integrity and go against everything I was raised to do. And also, like I'm not gonna make something up and say there's some magic money machine when some of the closest people in my life are on here watching this. Like, I wanna make sure I'm in full integrity. And if there was a magic money machine, guys, I'd be talking to you guys about that today. So it's not a magic money machine, but I do believe that this is the greatest opportunity of our era. And that's true. Like I was raised to have integrity. Like even doing one little slight thing out of integrity when I was a little kid was by far worse than getting multiple F's in a row. I mean, my dad always told me this one quote. He instilled this in me. Every day before I go into school, he would tell me this. He'd say, hey, Caleb, don't forget, luck and talent can get you to the top, but character will keep you there. And that's what my mom and dad instilled in me ever since I was a little kid. But here's why I can boldly say with integrity that the new way of making money on YouTube is one of the best business models I've ever seen. Wholesaling. Guys, I'm saying this with full integrity. It trumps Amazon FBA. It trumps consulting. For me, integrity is my number one value.
Now, what I learned about these kind of things, in particular when I worked with a marketing company, a Dutch one called Beats, you can actually tell that when a brand is telling you something out of nowhere that is not required, that brand has a problem or an issue with that element. For example, if you're buying a car and you see an ad that tells you that this car is the best quality, that means that this brand has actually issues with quality. And they try to portray a weakness as a strength. So when Caleb talks so much about integrity, I can safely say that he actually has a problem with integrity. He's probably not an integral person. I can't know for sure, but this is a big red flag. And you can also notice that whenever he talks about integrity, after that he says something that is kind of unbelievable. So he uses integrity followed by something that is difficult to believe. So there you go. Another problem I see during these house rules is the fact that all the results he shows during this webinar are not typical.
And these results you guys are going to be learning about today are not typical. They're not typical results. Like, they're going to be seeing very big numbers, bigger numbers you may have even seen in other opportunities. But these results are not typical. Yes, they are possible, but they are not typical. And I don't want you guys thinking, oh, I'm going to get this exact same thing. No, guys, there's not just some duplicate button and all of a sudden you're making all the millions of dollars that other people out there are making.
If they're not typical, it means that you can't really trust these numbers and there's no way to tell how much money you're going to make. This is a mystery. He never talks directly on statistics about how much money people who are doing the YTA are making. There's no information about that, and that's also a red flag.